What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. So I have another one here. We got the insane mother-in-law story in South Korea, which makes it really cringe, and that's her title. So let's see what Megan Moon's got. So here we go.
Crazy family, this is Megan Moon, aka Talent 미국 사람입니다. And oh my god, I found this new program. It's called Ero Boo Boo. It comes on Saturday nights at 11 p.m. in Korea because it's a bit racy, so it's like rated R. In this program, people send in their crazy marriage stories, and girl, the drama. Okay, it's salivating. So I started watching this one that was really popular on YouTube, and then I was like, you know what? This is a show. Like, I have got to tell you guys this story because you guys love some dramatic mother-in-law stories, and this is the most dramatic of all dramatic mother-in-law stories I have ever seen and heard about. You see, I watched like the first 3 minutes of it, pretending I ain't seen it. So this is a story that a daughter-in-law sent in. We don't know her real name. Let's just call her Yuna. Side note, this is not related to anyone named Yuna. Her husband's name will be Minho. So Yuna's at Minho's parents' house. Mom-in-law comes to bring a plate of fruit. When people come over, Asian moms bring the fruit. But the mom, when she goes to put the fruit on the coffee table, she goes in front of her son and bends down like a little bend and snaps her ass, like in her son's lap. Yuna is watching. Mom sits below her son, offers him some fruit. He got a little fruit on his face, so she takes her thumb, wipes off the fruit, and then eats it. Minho says, 엄마, 그거 먹으면 어떡해? Daughter-in-law's just looking like,
Have you ever run a background check on yourself?
I did this.
Oh, that's so crazy. What else?
Here we go.
gross. So the whole rest of the time that they're at the in-laws' house, the mom is just like touching his leg and hee ha ha. That was one thing. Then she skips next in her story to just talk about one time it was her husband Minho's birthday. In Korea, for birthdays, people like to go like to hotel stays. They call it hokangs. You go to a nice fancy hotel with a good swimming pool or a jacuzzi or something like that, and you stay there. So Yuna and Minho are at a hotel. So the husband just keeps on like texting someone. Yuna's like, 아까부터 누가랑 톡을 해? Oh, I'm just texting, someone just wishing me happy birthday. At that moment, the hotel room doorbell rings. Yuna's just like, who the hell is at our hotel? She goes, open the door. Who you think it is? 어머니? It's the mom-in-law. And the son, they hug, right? Oh, mom, hi. So that's why you were wondering what hotel we were at and what room we were in. And Yuna's like, what the hell is going on? And then the mom-in-law says, it's customary for you to congratulate your in-laws on your husband's birthday because they're the ones that birthed this husband for you. So the daughter-in-law was trying to be a good daughter-in-law, right? So Yuna was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Like, how silly of me. How about you stay here with us and join us? The hotel rents bathing suits. So if you want to come swim with us, then you're welcome to do that. The mom was like, I brought my own bathing suit, just in case. The audacity to crash your son's birthday with his wife and then bring your bathing suit, you harlot. That's as far as I got. Well, let's keep watching. So they're at the swimming pool now.
우리 진숙 씨 오늘 엄청 예쁘다.
Guys, I have the same bathing suit. But like mine is like olive green because I'm the green queen. I got the same bathing suit as a harlot. Home wrecker. So the mom comes out in the bathing suit and then the son's like, oh, mom, you look so beautiful. Daughter-in-law's just sitting there awkwardly. Mom-in-law goes over to her son. Oh, but I'm afraid of getting in the water. Like all up on him. And then Minho, he grabs her. Okay. And they go into the pool like a freaking couple. Daughter-in-law Yuna is just like, what the is happening? If it was not your sign to get a divorce, then like, how can you sit there and not say anything? At least compete with the woman, get in the pool and be splashing water and be like, look, I'm here too. She'd just be sitting there on the sidelines. I could not. I could never. So just so you know, they do skip around situations in this because a person's just sort of telling their story and they're having it reenacted. Anyway, so the next situation happened years later after she has given birth and had a child by this man. And it is one night at the apartment. They are in the bed sleeping. Yuna hears a dee 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 at the door. She's like frantically trying to wake up her husband Minho, right? Like somebody's breaking into our house. Who do you think came into the house? The mom-in-law jumps like in the bed and like hugs her son in the bed and it's like, oh my god, my son, your dad just came in and said like he's gonna kill me. So daughter-in-law is confused, like what
Dude, what the hell is up with this, man? This is crazy. Yeah, I mean, this is like too damn close. I understand in a mom and a son, but this is like extremely close. I see why this is gonna make me cringe because this is the first time I'm watching this, man. Yeah, this is making me cringe right now. But let's find out.
What's wrong, like, with your dad? And then the
Yeah.
son, Minho just keeps petting his mom. How about you come and stay at our house for a few days? And then daughter-in-law's like, excuse me, what's going on? Let me calm down my mom first, and then I'll tell you everything. And it's like, what do you mean? Like, if there's some stuff going on over there, like, that's the kind of stuff that, like, you and your wife supposed to have been talking about, right? So Minho puts his mom to sleep on the couch, right? And so he finally tells her the truth, which is before he went to the military, he and his mom had actually got a divorce. But like in Korea, like you might not know, if you come from a divorced home, it could cause issues. The bride's family might not want someone whose in-laws are divorced. He paid his dad to pretend to be married to the mom and come join all the activities. So basically, he just lied. My brain exploded. So then Minho, her husband, goes on to say, you know, my mom, after they got divorced, you know, she raised me singly. I was able to go to college, you know, have a good life, make good money. You know, was like, oh, okay. So now I understand why, you know, his mom is so obsessed with him. And then she was just like moving past it. I think she's too nice. So the next situation happens again at the mom-in-law's house. She has all of her friends over, and in traditional fashion, the daughter-in-law cooked all the food for the friends and stuff at the mom-in-law's house. It looks good, by the way. Then one of the friends complimented Yuna. Hey, you know, this food is really good. Minho, you married such a great woman. So the mom and son-in-law are sitting together. The mom-in-law grabs the son's hand. Yeah, our daughter-in-law is really skilled. That's why she was able to marry such a good man, such as my son. Then the son, with the mom's hand in hand, is like,
Wow.
oh, you know, you're such a, what is the word? 자랑스러운. Like proud of, you know what? I'm gonna say what she said in Korean and we're gonna put a subtitle. 우리 엄마도 아들 자랑이시다. Right away, he then goes and say that he's the one who got lucky for having his wife. I'm glad he said that because if he didn't say that and we moved on, I'd have been pissed. Next. Not the mom-in-law giving my son complimented this look at her. She don't want her son complimenting the wife. Daughter-in-law goes in the kitchen and she's doing stuff, doing the dishes or whatever. And then the mom-in-law comes over and then she's like, don't get it twisted. My son did not marry you because he liked you. He married you because you remind him of me. The audacity. It's so funny because the people who are reacting to it on the panel, sometimes you hear their words. And at the moment when she said that, the woman on the panel was like, oh, anybody with two eyes should be able to see that this mom is like trying to like assert her dominance and say, I'm the queen bee. That's a mess. So then it skips to one night she's at the home with the baby, goes to take the baby's temperature. The baby's temperature is high, calling her husband Minho. He's not answering. She's like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to take a taxi to take this baby to the hospital because the fever is high. The door opens and in walks husband. Husband's on the phone and he's like, Mom, I think we should hang up. I'm gonna have to talk to you later. Yuna is livid. She's like, you're on the phone with your mom. Like, I've been calling you so many times for you to come because your son has a freaking fever and we have to get to the hospital, but you've been on the phone with your mom?
Listen, you want to skip this ad. I would too. But what if I told you there's a skip ads
again? So the husband's like, okay, I'm gonna go get the baby bags this time. Okay, Yuna was like, you know what? I'm not putting up with this issue no more. I'm gonna say something. Your mom only lives 10 minutes away, yet you have to call her on the phone every day for 1 freaking hour. How can you have so much to talk to her about? And so the husband says, well, you know, these days I work on the weekends too, so I can't go to see her often. So, you know, I'm just calling to see how she's doing. But come on, like, this is not, you know, this is my own personal ideas. 1 hour a day talking on the phone to your mom when she lives freaking 10 minutes away. Like, I'm just thinking, like, when I was even dating, like, my husband Moon, like, we didn't even talk every day for an hour on the phone. That's too much. Like, he probably don't even talk to his wife on the phone. So they pack the bags, they get the baby to the hospital, and assumingly the baby was fine. And then it skips to another section on another day, and she's a housewife. So it's a weekday, and during the daytime, she took her son to her parents' house to have them watch the baby. And she decided that she was gonna go to her mom-in-law's house. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna go deal with this myself and talk to my mom-in-law myself. She gets to the mom-in-law's house. She comes in that door with a stern face. 저 왔어요, 어머니. Mom-in-law's like, you didn't call. Like, what's the matter? So the daughter-in-law walks into the house. And who do you think is sitting on the couch on a weekday, eating some fried chicken in his underwear? It was Minho, her husband. So Yuna was like, why are you here over here at your mom's house and not at work? Mom-in-law says, why are you acting so surprised? You know, he didn't tell you. Every week he takes off one vacation day from work and comes stay with me during the weekdays. What? Every week you take off of work to go to your mom's house?
Holy moly. Really? Dude, I mean, yeah, I love my mom, but I'm not going off and just like, yo, once a week. No, no. And of course, yeah, my mom's on the other side of the country. You know, she's all the way in California and I'm in South Korea. But yeah, and you know, I don't spend an hour a day just talking. I don't have time for that. Oh my, that is crazy. Wow. But let's find out. I mean, yeah, I do talk to my mom here and there, but not every single day. Wowzers.
Out behind your wife's back. What does this world come to? So Yuna is upset, and rightfully so. So at first she thought it was the mom-in-law who's just very obsessed with the son. But she's like, no, like my husband, Mino, is also very obsessed with his mom. Like, what is happening? Mino, I guess, is tired. So he went into his mom's bedroom and is asleep on his mom's bed. Daughter-in-law, Yuna, and mom-in-law are just sat at the table. Let's see what transpires. You know, my son Mino is so tired these days, you know, and he works so hard. So make sure you're not sleeping with him a lot so that you don't let all his energy drain out. Oh my God. Okay, apparently this is like something that I've heard a lot, that happens a lot with these mom-in-laws. There was this one situation I heard. Okay, intermission. Let me tell you about another story. This one divorce lawyer talked about situations that she's had, and she's like, it happens like kind of often. Like the son is sick, the mom-in-law will come over. She'll tell the daughter-in-law, don't sleep in the bed with him because we don't want to arouse him and then cause him to like have sex with you and then lose his energy. Like he needs to rest. Why would that even like come out of your mouth? I can't watch. Okay, so I looked at some comments. So I know what's about to happen right now. And I get up. Okay, so mom-in-law goes into her bedroom where her son is on her bed. Daughter-in-law comes to see what's happening. Mom-in-law sits on the bed, then takes her hand, slides it under the blanket, slides it down to the pee-pee. And you see her hand just moving like this. Oh my God. It was like one of the first comments somebody had, like, what kind of mom touches their son's penis? Everybody was just saying in Korean down below. And I was like, do I want to take this on? Okay, you know what? These are actors. Okay, they're unrelated. Okay, now I can watch it. Ooh. Daughter-in-law, you heard that? Bro, mom-in-law was stroking the pee-pee of her son while he's asleep in her bed.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like I need to like wash my eyes out. Can you please splash some water on my eyes?
Oh, no.
Okay, so she said, well, you know, these days he's very tired.
Damn.
Seems like he doesn't have energy, so I was just checking his health. Yeah, lies. She said, you make sure you do it every morning.
Oh,
The man was like,
God.
she crazy. The daughter-in-law said after she witnessed that, she went to her parents' house for a few days because like, what the freak? Doesn't know what to do. And then finally, after a few days, she's gone back to her house. Her husband, Minho, is there waiting for her. He's got champagne and food at the table, presumably trying to do a date and trying to make amends. But like, you can't make amends with that. Like, it doesn't matter what woman family member that is, mom or not. Like, that's some cheating ass behavior right there. And like the fact that that mom-in-law said, I'm just checking his health. Like, you know, you got to know that's not the first time she touched his dick. I cannot. Anyway, so she's back home. Let's see what transpires.
What the hell?
Nature is taking back all that was once hers. We were the virus. Permanent payback.
That was a big ass gulp. So they're sat there having some wine. He says, I can't only help but be focused on my mom 24 hours a day. And he's about to explain why the hell that is now.
Whoa.
But apparently it was 10 years ago. Him and his mom have had this kind of relationship. 10 years! That's a long time. So after the mom and dad got a divorce, the mom, you know, had to take care of herself. So
I mean, you know, this is like ticking in my head like, is he a really? I mean, this is taking like what? Remember the term son husband? This is taking it to a whole nother level of being a son husband. That's what he pretty much is, with some extra benefits, huh? Wow. Oh, damn. Oh, wow.
So she opened up a store selling clothes in the market. So he's in his military outfit. He's spying on his mom at her clothing store. Like he just pops up and is like, oh, mom, I'm going to help you with these bags. And they take the bags, they go into the store. There's a man in that store. And the mom goes to bring this man some coffee. And she accidentally spills the hot coffee on his lap. And he's like, Korean people can be really dramatic like that. Of course, the mom is apologizing. Like, So then the son comes over and he's like, 이 사람 누구야? The man stands up and is like, yeah, how dare you be so rude to me? I'm your mom's boyfriend. So the son grabs his mom's arm, like, now, like, come outside with me. But then the boyfriend grabs the son's hand and then pulls it back. The boyfriend's like, what are you doing? Why are you acting so disrespectful? So then the son punches him in the face like a real good punch. Man falls down. So the son is explaining to his wife, like, every time she gets a new boyfriend, he always winds up being like a crazy man like this, doesn't really respect her. And I feel like it's my fault because I couldn't protect her because, I was out at the military. Sir, it is not your fault. It is your father's fault. Okay? Your responsibility is not for her like that. And he explains to his wife that it's from this moment on that I really started becoming obsessed with my mom. The guilt gets people every time. And then he goes on to say, if I'm not here protecting her, she's going to keep on meeting 쓰레기 같은 남자들, keep meeting men who are trash. So I have to be here to protect her. That's why I'm so obsessed over my mom. So they clean glasses. And then as they're about to sip, the husband's looking at his phone. So then the wife is like, oh, 어머님이야? Is it your mom again? So then he gets really dramatic. He's looking at his phone, but then he's like, I can't act like that though. Let me try. 내가 그렇게 말하는데 또!
And the Oscar goes to...
The wife looks at the phone and it's freaking CCTV of his mom's house. This man put up CCTV in his mom's house so he could spy on her and see when she had her boyfriends over. And at that time, she had another man over and this man was like pushing her up and stuff. So naturally, he and his wife go over to the mom's house because remember, it's only 10 minutes away. They roll up in the mom's house. Let's see what transpires. They're probably gonna punch the man.
Yeah.
Let's make a bet. I bet he punches the man. $10. Get out. Give me my $10. I told you to stay away from my mom. And
that knockout's like, remember Johnny Somali? Adiga. Boom! Adiga. Oh, damn. So this is crazy. Oh, damn.
And then the man falls and then like lots of money like falls all over the floor. But she's always in these situations with these men who just want to use her for her money, I guess. So that's what's happening. So the man collects his money and leaves. Daughter-in-law just sat there like, what is happening? So mom and son are about to have a conversation. Mom starts off with, Mino. Why always with these sort of trash men? She's like, I'm so sorry, my son. This man would always message me and say, let's meet up. So, I just did. Your mom is just so lonely. That's why I'm so lonely. So the son just goes on and scolds her and like, do you not realize that these men are just using you for your money? Get it together. We go into another scene. They're back at the apartment. The daughter-in-law is narrating and sort of saying, that was not the end of it. So there's some other crap that's about to transpire. Let's see. So again, it's at night at the apartment. They are in the bed and his mom calls. The son looks very visibly upset as he picks up the call with his mom. And he's like, Mom, what is it? Did they steal your money again? Like, what is it? And he's like, the daughter-in-law is sleeping in the room with a little baby because they have like a little baby under 1 year old lay down with the baby like this, just like awake listening. So he listened to whatever his mom said, telling her about these men, and he just gets mad and starts throwing stuff around the house. Then the wife starts narrating that. So every time the mom calls and she deals with these issues, he gets very violent, screams, yells, throws stuff, like hit things. I'm assuming that he's just very frustrated. One, that he's in that situation where he has to protect this woman, but then she keeps on getting with men who are abusive. The reason why they got a divorce, probably, I'm assuming that father was probably abusive too. So then it skips to another day. One evening, the wife is just kind of like sat, in the living room. Husband gets up, gets a phone call. Who is it? Mom, because he has no friends or life outside of mom, apparently. So he picks up, what? Somebody stole your money again? Nah! he just like starts going crazy and like yelling, right? At some point in time, you have to be able to cut it off and be like, you know what? You keep on getting in this situation, like you need to help yourself because like I cannot. But he doesn't do that. He starts getting real crazy. So the wife takes the baby and like goes into another room, right? She don't want the baby to see the dad like screaming and exploding and stuff. Yuna goes and grabs his arm and is like, please, stop. Like, if you continue to do like this, then your son also will have to grow up seeing a father being abusive and like angry and stuff all the time too. And then there will be no difference between you and your dad. Now it looks like he's about to start taking that anger on her. He like hit her and stuff like that. And that's horrible. So basically she's like, look, if you can't get control of this, then basically I'm gonna have to divorce you. And then he's like, divorce? What's wrong with me? I make good money. I've never cheated on you or anything like that. Like, why would you get a divorce? I cannot with this man. Like, people don't realize that like making good money, like it's not enough. Like, you have to have good character. So then she sort of ends off her story by saying, she's been diagnosed with like panic disorder and lots of anxiety and stuff because she has to live, with him with the anxiety. And she called into the studio. So the panel is about to ask her some questions.
자, 여보세요?
Oh, so now she's got to put it out there, but okay. Oh, this is so crazy. Yeah, this is a pretty good video. I'm glad. Yeah, she did a good job of this.
Basically, we kind of find out that she's just very scared and like afraid of him. And she says another situation, like, for example, something with his mom. Oh, we need to give my mom like, maybe $4,000 for something. But they were in the car and it was like a 10-lane big freeway that they were on. And she was like, oh, I don't think, we can afford, to give your mom like $4,000. And he just slams on the brakes in the middle of like a 10-lane highway. So then she was like, okay, let's just give your mom the money. But we find out more from here that she's just very like afraid of him. So for these last 2 or 3 years, she's just been doing everything that he wants, everything the way that he wants, to sort of avoid the violence. But the reason why she sent in her thing and called to the show is because Yang Tae-jin is there and he's a therapist. And so she's sort of asking him like, hey, is it a way I can get him to therapy? And like, what can we do about this? Young Jae-jin is like, look, girl, if somebody doesn't want to go to therapy and don't think that they have a problem, there's a 0% chance that we're going to heal this person. You guys just need to split up, get a divorce, which everybody on this panel and in the comments agrees. I also agree myself. What do you think? I'm pretty sure you agree too. If you don't, something's wrong with you. I said it. So they asked her, like, when was the last time he had been like abusive to you? And she said, it's been about 2 years. And actually it was a situation with the baby where he sort of pushed the baby really hard and the baby fell back and knocked their head on the wall and had like a big like problem with that. So they were like, oh, so nothing's happened for 2 years. And so the divorce lawyer was like, if something only happened 2 years ago, it could be really hard to get a divorce, because I made a video about divorce in Korea and why it's hard. Like, you need hard evidence. And in a case where even if you did have evidence, it's been 2 years without incident. So they're very unlikely to grant you a divorce in that case.
Yep, and of course, yeah, the divorces in Korea just a little different. I think you got to have the evidence, instead of what we have in America, pretty much believe all women, and the male gets locked up. But yeah, here you got to have a little evidence to prove that yeah, it happened. So, but let's get back to the video.
So you need to like collect evidence of stuff now to get that to submit for a divorce. And so that is just crazy. But anyway, I'm not the Korean court system. But the saddest part about this, but she said she would always talk to her mom and ask her mom like, hey, I'm in this situation, I really want a divorce. And she said her mom just told her to stick it out. And one thing that he also said, like, for everybody for future reference, if you're with a partner and they like seem to not be able to control their anger in dating, don't even risk it. Like, if they explode on you and something like that, like, those people, unless they have a come to Jesus moment and get therapy, it's very likely that after marriage is gonna like get even worse, and there will be situations where they are sort of abusive to you. So if you see any signs of abuse, that's just a no. Just leave them. So they just end off with the lawyer giving her some tips by saying to use recordings, like put your phone in your pocket and keep it on, and then ask, your mom-in-law and husband about these things to sort of like get some voice evidence of them talking and having these conversations, and then you'd be able to use those as evidence in court to get away from this man. But girl, you got to get away from this man. Get out of there, please. I cannot with this story. I cannot. And it's so heartbreaking that there's a kid that has to do that. Luckily, the kid, I think now is probably like 3, so still kind of young. So maybe if she does get out of this situation and like heal, then maybe for the rest of the early childhood, like the kid can sort of be in a safe environment, but oh, that's just horrible. I've been literally watching this show so much. There's so many crazy stories, not even just like in-law related stories, but just like so many crazy like cheating stories and like family betrayals and stuff. It is the tea. If you guys want me to do more videos like this, let me know. I don't know. This is my first time trying. I hope it comes out well. Fingers crossed. I hope that you
Yeah, yeah, you know, it's crazy with yeah. So with the mother-in-law, and then of course, the mother-in-law looking like really young, and the son being so obsessed with her. Holy moly. Yeah, so the they're just gonna have to, just try to deal with this, and then hopefully, the guy takes care of himself, but the women, I don't blame her for wanting a divorce in this case, but there's a son or a kid, and and you know, here's the thing, he needs a dad in his life, so I don't, and the cycle's going to continue. So it is what it is. All right, but shout out to Megan Moon for doing this, insane mother-in-law story in South Korea, and so we'll have to continue just listening on whenever the story happens. I might have to like check the YouTube and maybe check out this story. All right, if any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special, help the king out, hit the like, subscribe, and comment, and wherever you are, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video.